Right, what's up guys, welcome back to Mark Catches, and as you can see today I'm back at Morton Fisheries and I'm joined with Stu's Fishing, who also fishes for Parker baits. I know it's my first time out on the bank in a while, but hey, I'm back out on the bank. So fingers crossed we can have a fish. And Stu, you got any tips for tonight or?
Well, get through this weather for a start. It's been belting it down all day, non-stop raining. The lake has been slow, but hopefully Parker baits, as usual, comes good for us, and we can bag a carp or two. So yeah, hopefully see you in a bit, guys. Yeah,
fingers crossed we can have a fish, and yeah, come on the carp. Right guys, so the rig I'm going to be using today, so I've got my standard lead core leader with a nice 2 ounce lead on there, and the actual rig I'm going to be using is I've got a nice 6-inch stiff boom. On the end of this I've got a nice, I'll just tap on that for you, focus it, and on the end of that rig I've got a nice size 4 curved shank pop-up rig. I've got a 15mm OG fish match the hatch pop-up, which I'm going to be putting some of their goo on it. Well, not the goo, some of the bait spray. And I've got a very nice size 4 curved shank hook on a quick release clip. So I'm hoping this will sit across the bottom. It'll sit nice and steady because it's a nice clay bottom here. If it gets any knocks, gets messed with, it'll ping up and reset itself, so I'm always ready for a bite. The only downside is I was going to be fishing this with a PVA mesh bag, but because of the weather I won't be able to do that. So luckily I'm fishing in the margin with this rig, so I can just go around, throw some boilies in. So I'll get this rod in now. Right guys, so just before I cast my first rod in, I'm going to show you where I'm aiming for. So as you can see, I've got this bush behind me here and the far bush. I'm aiming for right in the middle of them, probably about 2 rod lengths off, because very thankfully Stu's Fishing has put me about ½ kilo of crushed up boilie in. So that's going to be my first spot, the nice margin spot. And then for my second rod, I'm planning on going probably 10 wraps just out in front of me, or possibly for the night right underneath that conifer, because I know the fish do tend to like to come in pretty close. If I am wrong on that, please correct me in the comments, because I've only fished here a few times and I don't know too much of the knowledge. But so as further ado, let's get the first rod in, and fingers crossed we can have a fish. Right guys, so for the first time it actually has stopped raining, and I can't believe it. I've been out working in the rain all day, got here, set up in the rain, but luckily, as you can see, I had a change of clothes with me, so I have been able to change my clothes. I'm nice, warm and dry. I've got both my rods in now, and I'm just trying to decide what's my game plan for tonight. I've got 2 of the OG fish match the hatch pop-ups on at the moment, and I'm thinking, do I swap them over to wafters, do I keep them onto pop-ups? And I've heard a couple of people have been having them out on wafters, so I am going towards that idea tonight. I've got one under, if you'll be able to see there, I've got one about 2 rod lengths out on a OG fish pop-up. I've got one about 2 rod lengths out in between them 2 bushes, and I've thrown a decent amount of bait out, and Stu has very kindly thrown some bait out earlier on today for me. But Stu's mate has just had a fish on the drop. It did come off unfortunately, but he casted it in and it went straight back up, and that was from out in the middle. So I'm thinking I keep my left hand rod on that spot in the bushes, because I've heard that is a pretty good spot. Then my right hand rod I can ping out into the middle, make sure I don't cross over anybody's lines, and then I've got my throwing stick with me so I can get some bait out far enough. And is he on? No. And fingers crossed we can have a fish. So I'll let you know when something interesting is happening. I know there's a lot of rings, and a couple of fish have jumped, so fingers crossed we can have a fish, and I'll be back with you in a bit. Right guys, so it is currently about 8:15 and I haven't had any tea yet since I've got back from work, so I'm going to make some tea, and I've got some burgers, some cheese and some reggae sauce, so I'm going to have a cup of tea with that I think, and yeah, let's get cooking. Guys, so as you see, I made my burgers here. You ain't got a very good view, but that's too bad because I want to eat them. And to go with them, I've got some chili wave Doritos, and I know you'll all be wondering what sauce I'm using, so here we go. A bit of reggae jerk barbecue sauce, and that is basically spicy barbecue sauce. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to eat these, watch the water, and fingers crossed we can have a fish. Right guys, so currently it is 11:30, as you can see on there. And yeah, so far we haven't really had a bite. I haven't had any knocks or anything. I've had a couple of bleeps, but they could be liners, they could be anything. I know Stu, I think he's had a couple of knocks. He hasn't caught anything yet, and Stu's mate has had one take which took on the drop, but none of us have actually landed anything yet, which is really strange. I know somebody further down the lake has had an 18-pound mirror earlier on today, probably about 7 o'clock. But I'm going to head off to bed now. I'm going to get up nice and early in the morning, and fingers crossed we can have a carp throughout the night. So I'll see you in the morning. And morning guys, I'm back, and as you can see from behind me, it is incredibly misty. It's a bit fresh this morning. It has gone quite chilly, and unfortunately I haven't had a bite so far tonight. But not to say we've all blanked. I know Stu's mate did have a 4-pound bream. So yeah, at least one of us caught, but yeah. Just check out that mist. Look, you barely see where my rod's now. Look at that. Look how misty it is. It is horrendous. But it is starting to clear up, so I might get a quick time lapse of that. And I'm going to be stopping here till probably about 3 o'clock this afternoon before I shoot off. So we've got plenty of time for another bite. So first things first, I'm going to get a cup of tea on. Then I'm going to get some bait in and change my hook baits over, and probably put a PVA bag on because I know they do quite well on here. So yeah, let's get on that now. Oh, bream!
And the bream strikes again.
Second one of the session.
Big bream. But more than what me and Matt have had.
Yeah, we can't say anything. He's on 2, we're on nothing now. Right guys, so I'm back here with Stu, and so far none of us have had a fish apart from Stu's mate Lou has had 2 bream out about 4 pounds, so he's definitely showed us up. I know the bream, but I prefer a bream than nothing. So I'm here till about late afternoon, say about 3-4 o'clock. I'll be stopping to, fingers crossed I can have a carp out. I'm going to swap up, I'm going to put 2 corkless wafters on 2 PVA bags, and hopefully that'll do the trick for me. Stu, how have you found this session then?
Good and bad. To be fair, I was saying on my video myself, I fished here for 21 years and it's looking like the first blank I've ever had here. So yeah, I'd take a bream right now, to be fair. But the whole lake, to be fair, it has been quiet. We haven't been hearing any fish jumping all through the night. There's a lot of noisy geese though. Yeah, I haven't heard any fish jumping, no one really catching anything on the lake, so it has been quiet. Hopefully, as Matt says, as he's staying on a little bit later, we can get amongst a few and the weather comes a bit clearer. But yeah, it's one of them. If you do like the video though, give it a like and comment, and me and Matt will try to rearrange another session on here, because it is a lovely lake. Yeah. It's got some quality carp in. And Matt's definitely eager to catch a couple of the better fish in here, like I say, hopefully.
A couple of anything at this point, yeah.
Any carp, yeah, like I say, so.
yeah, take anything now. If I can catch something out of here, that'll be absolutely smashing session for me, because my 5th session now I've blanked. And yeah, fingers crossed we can have a fish, and if the weather clears up, you never know, we could have a couple out. Right guys, so as you can probably see, I'm on the car park. I have packed up, I'm right behind where my peg was, where I was fishing, and I've packed all my kit up, I'm ready to go home, and unfortunately we have blanked. We haven't had any fish, which is a bit gutting. I know Stu's mate Lou had 2 bream, so I mean, he did better than us twice over, so yeah, I know it's only a bream, but I would like to catch a bream out of here. I've had absolutely nothing. So I will be back here. I definitely want to have a carp out of here. I think I'll come back into a day stalking or something. Just moving around, because they do tend to hold up in the edges, so I reckon dangling a bit of bread, a bit of anything, just walking around, that could be the go here for me to have my first carp out. So what I'm going to do is because I've been here with Stu's Fishing, his link will be down in the description below. So if you want to jump over, give him a subscribe, give some of his videos a watch. He catches some absolutely incredible and amazing fish. So make sure to check them out. I think he's had a few 20s this year. I think he might have had a 30 pounder, but he has had, and he fishes some incredible places. So make sure check that out and give that a like. So as always, this is Matt Catches signing out, and I'll see you in the next video.